Welcome to Revelation Faithbook. Hello, I'm the Reverend Elaine Yavazak, and this is my 34th video for Revelation Faithbook. Today's message will be on coping with the loss of a loved one. You're probably wondering why I'm holding up my phone. Well, the printer wasn't working today, so I couldn't print out my notes, so instead I took pictures of my notes off my iPad. And we're going to see how this works today. Okay. So, in case you're wondering if I'm Facebooking or texting, I'm not doing that. Just that my notes are on my phone today instead of on paper. Okay. Printer problems. What can you do? Here we go. Before I begin today's message, I feel the need to speak out on an incident while I was online in Walgreens drugstore. This happened about the same time last year. The woman at the cash register said, "Merry Christmas," to a customer. The customer replied in a loud voice that she hates Christmas, that Merry Christmas should never be said. She went on saying that Kwanzaa is her holiday and Christmas is not. She started screaming at the cashier on how she lost millions of dollars and brought up slavery. I'm not sure how that's all connected, but the lady at the register looked so hurt. Why can't people just be nice? Why are people so hypersensitive these days? There are more serious issues to deal with. Get over yourselves. Now for today's New Year's message on coping with the loss of a loved one. Grieving the death of a loved one is an individual process. Some caregivers initially feel numb and disoriented, then endure pangs of yearning for the person who has died. Others feel anxious and have trouble sleeping, perhaps dwelling on old arguments or words they wish they had expressed. Sudden outbursts of tears are common in grief, triggered by memories or reminders of the loved one. Even those who are confident that their loved one is with the Lord struggle with sadness over their loss. Not all people grieve the same way or for the same length of time, but dealing with grief is essential in order to come to terms with the loss of your loved one and move on with your life. Bereavement differs from one person to the next. The circumstances of your elder's death can affect your grief. If a loved one suffered with a long illness, death is often considered a blessing. For the families of Alzheimer's patients, mourning begins with the onset of the disease long before death occurs. Because of the time spent in anticipating death, this kind of bereavement differs from the intense grief over someone who dies following a brief illness, surgery, or accident. Over time, the intensity of your grief will likely subside, but do not try to rush the grieving process, and do not expect your feelings and emotions to be like anyone else's. God made you unique, and your grieving process will be a personal journey. But keep in mind that the weight of grief is lighter when shared. Support from others can help you to handle the aftermath of your loss. God also offers comfort in times of bereavement. John 14:18, Jesus says, "I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you." How does a person get over the death of a loved one? How long after a loss should one still be grieving? It is generally agreed that there is something every bereaved person must accomplish to be able to effectively deal with the death of a loved one, and that is acceptance. Accept the reality of the loss. Experience the pain of grief. Take the emotional energy you would have spent on the one who died and reinvest it in another relationship. Matthew 5:4 says, "Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted." Adjust to an environment in which the deceased is missing. This requires the grieving individual to assume some of the social roles performed by the deceased or to find others who will. For example, a grieving spouse may need help with household chores and cooking. Someone who never learned to drive must either learn how to drive or find other forms of transportation. The alternative is social withdrawal and sitting home alone. A person who dreads coming home to an empty house may find comfort in adopting a pet. Believers who have died. 1 Thessalonians 4:13-18 reads, "But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words." Next, I will show a musical pictorial collage of how we may envision heaven. Then, I will talk about how I myself deal with the loss of a loved one. Enjoy the slideshow and see you in a couple of minutes. Roll 'em!
Many years have come and gone since he walked upon our ground. They say lives don't last so long, but why is his story hanging around? Why do people stop and pray to a man that's dead and gone? When I ask them, they just say, "Oh, he's coming back to take me home." Anybody here wanna live forever? Say I do. Anybody here wanna walk on golden streets? Say I do.
The way I find comfort after losing a loved one is reminding myself that he or she was saved. I think about what heaven is like and know that person is no longer suffering. It is also a comfort to know that someday I will see them all again, that this separation is only temporary. I also recommend to continue celebrating holidays that are soon to come after losing a loved one. I'm sure he or she would want you continuing festivities as usual. Can you imagine the celebrations your loved one is having in heaven? Oh. It is far more joyous. It is far more joyous than any celebration we have here on earth. Joshua 1:9 says, "Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee wherever thou goest." I became shocked after I spoke to some Christians who practice divination. They claim they actually hear from deceased loved ones. I have had disturbing conversations with 2 Christians who claim they have contacted the deceased. I explained to them that communicating with the dead is not from God. Communicating with the dead is not from God. That it is Satan and his demons with whom they are speaking to. Neither one of them agreed with me and they became angry. Oh boy. I've noticed that after some people pass on, the friends and family of the deceased talk about how great the deceased was. I wish I could see more people saying such nice things about each other when they are still alive. If the deceased was so great alive, then he or she is still great as they are now with the Lord. They're still in existence, but just in a different place of sorts. Heaven. Okay. Someone asked me, what if the person who passed on didn't know Jesus? I would respond by asking this. Do you know for sure that he or she wasn't saved? The thing is, we do not know if someone spoke to the unsaved person during those final moments. There are many who accept the Lord into their heart in the last minute. Remember, God is in control when we are living and when we pass on. Just leave things to the Lord. He is always in control, and pray to the Lord to give you peace. Concentrate more on getting others saved. Was that a sign? Okay. I will close with this verse. In Revelation 21:4 reads, "And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." Okay. My next video. Oh boy. This is going to be one of those videos where I have to say, you're not gonna like what I have to say. Uh-oh. Yeah. I am going to focus on those people, Christian people, who hide from truth. They're trying to hide from the truth. And yes, the word fornication is going to come up in a very big way. Oh boy, you definitely need to hear this one. The ones you don't want to hear is the ones that you need to hear. Okay? I pray that 2017 will bring more happiness to those who are still mourning the loss of loved ones. I pray that you all find comfort. Don't keep the sadness in you. Just give it to the Lord. Give it to Him. and He will give you comfort and strength. So, thanks for watching. Hope you have a very happy New Year. Hope to see you next time, and bye for now. Welcome to Revelation 2. Welcome to Revelation Faithbook. The woman at the cash register. The woman at the cash register said. Oh boy. Please, phone, don't make any noises till I'm done. Cash register. The woman at the cash register said, "Merry Christmas" to a customer. Get over yourselves. Is this thing on? Okay. Death. But keep in mind that the weight of grief is lighter with... Okay. God also offers Okay. God also Okay. Even bereaved person accept how to drive or find other forms of may find comfort in adopting a pet. A person who dreads coming home to an empty house may find comfort in adopting a pet. Verse 4:13-18 reads, in 1 Thessalonians, okay. Next, I will show a musical pictorial about how I deal with the loss of a... Okay. Roll 'em. The way... Concentrate more on getting others saved. Was that a sign? Okay. I will close with this verse. Okay. You're not gonna like what I have to say. Uh-oh. Yeah. More happiness. Okay, let me do this. So, thanks for watching. Hope you have a very happy New Year. Hope to see you next time, and bye for now.